Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 34 of The Road to Glory here with Kyla Adams. Now, we've got a few things I want to do very quickly. Now, I said I was going to do a creative meeting in the last episode, so first things first, we'll do that. We also have to change Scythe's picture, his render, which I do have, and I brought over, so we're able to do that today. No longer will we have to look at this ridiculous picture. Yeah, it really just doesn't suit his name and his, menacing character, really. Anyway, these are our franchise players. We've got Primus, Ernest, Scythe, Angel of Mercy, and Devious Dr. Fang. Next big things, obviously, El Midico, then Kyla, Seth Whitehead, Avalanche, and Cobra. Our hot prospects are Silvestre, which is interesting. We then have Sunny Wildside, American Elemental 2, and then again, Seth Whitehead and Cobra. Talk the talk, Kyla Adams, number 1, as you'd expect with his entertainment stats. Then we got Primus, Alan, and Scythe. I'm assuming that's because of either their menace or their charisma and star quality. Probably a bit of both. I'm not sure if menace has anything to do with talk the talk. I don't think it does. Yeah, but as you can see, good charisma. Really impressive star presence for both of those. Similar sort of thing for number 4 down there, Ernest Youngman. And then surprisingly, Avalanche Chicano, albeit he does actually have really good entertainment stats, as you can see there. Under that, we have the Showstoppers, Sunny Wildside, or Midico, Kyla, Primus, and Ernest, as you'd expect them two to be in there as well. Ring Generals, El Midico, similar sort of faces. We've got Marv Statler in there as well, which is interesting. And then Kyla's in there at number 5. Who's hot? It's a bit of a random list, actually. Wouldn't really, wouldn't really expect, like, Austin and, like, I suppose Seth and Felipe would be there because of their, the current tag team champions. Yeah, just a bit strange to see Austin and Avalanche there. Wouldn't really expect it. Who's not? Yeah, that's all pretty expected. A little bit upset that American Elemental 2's there, actually. Because I do have big plans for him in the future. No one on Time Decline. And then finally, Hidden Gems. They're all very much the same at the moment. Kip Keenan could be a decent pickup in the future, maybe. He's a very good-looking man in regards to his render. But then, of course, we also have Spencer Spade up there, who I really want to just wait until we hit Cult. Now, the next thing, let's change Scythe's picture. So we'll find him, and we'll get that taken care of. I do have a few alternate renders for Scythe. As you can see here, we got this one, which I'm not a big fan of. This one's a bit nicer. It's a nicer version of that one. We got this one, which I do really like this style. It does have the similar sort of goatee that Scythe has in his original render. But I think this is probably the one I'm going to go for. Just more of a front-on look, similar to the current render. So it kind of just fits pretty well. As you can see, we've got the big Scythe there as well. Hence his name, it just makes sense. This one's pretty cool as well, but I don't feel like it's going to fit him. That could be used maybe for Kyla, even if we go to Japan or something like that. Kind of looks like a badass mask. Anyway, we're going to go with this one. Let's save that up there for Scythe. And now he actually looks like a menacing member of the roster, as you can see there. Wonder if, can we change his picture here as well? Would that make any difference? Okay, maybe I need to save it. Alright. Save. No. Okay, so there we go. Everything's now changed. Now he's a 6'10", 328 pound wrecking machine. And obviously the Dark Reaper. The other render just looks a bit cartoonish and a bit lame, if you will. Anyway, the big thing that we need to talk about for this episode, even though we're 5 minutes in now, is the plan going forward. Now, I haven't recorded any of these episodes in a few days. I did have the previous one recorded somewhat straight after the last one. So, the thought process behind it is I received a few comments. More comments were sort of favoring what I want to do. There was one or two that were wanting us to go to Mexico, but I really just don't think that's a good idea. So the game plan going forward is what I discussed in regards to my personal plan and what I wanted to do, and that is for us to run 2 shows a month for at least the next 6 months to try and wait for the wrestling industry and the economy to both hopefully rise up to a better level. As you can see, the economy is rising, which is perfect. However, the wrestling industry is still falling, and at the moment, we're only gaining 0.1 popularity per show. It's going to take us a long time to get the rest of the popularity needed to get to Cult. As you can see, we're 45 in the Mid-South still. We're 25 in the Southwest, and honestly, the progress has been really slow since the wrestling industry has dropped to this level. So with that in mind, what we're going to do now is we're going to change. What do I like better, Uprising or Survivor? Let's go Uprising, I think. So Survivor is going to become dormant. We're then going to change Uprising to an hour and 30-minute show. However, it's going to now be monthly. And it's going to be held in the second week on a Saturday in the Southwest. That's fine. So there we go. We then will continue to run our big events in the last week of each month as well. I'm wondering if I want to maybe up the... Yeah, that might be a good idea to make all these a bit longer, just so we can get more people onto the cards, because we're probably going to run into even more morale issues for leaving people off shows, which is a bit of a problem because we're already currently going through that at the moment. Yeah, I think this is going to be the best strategy because we are going to try and push to Cult as soon as possible. I think the summit needs to be 2.5 hours, I guess, now. Yeah, so we're going to do it at least for the next 6 months. 1 show in the Southwest, 1 show in the Mid-South. And we're just going to see where we are. We're just going to see where we are in regards to the wrestling industry and the economy as well, but the economy is not so important because it is actually rising, so that's going to get to a decent level, I would say, in the next 6 months. At least, hopefully it's maybe at least an E+. That'd be nice. Alright, there we go. Okay. Now, with that being said, I think we're pretty good. Of course, Ernest Youngman winning back the title. Primus Allen with 0 defenses. But he will be getting a rematch clause this month. So, yeah, let's just get straight into it, I guess. It's going to feel pretty strange not to be running 9 shows per month. I mean, we literally did it for pretty much 2 full years. Either way, I think, like I said, I think this is the best course of action for the series. We want to speed progression up, and like I said, Kyler is sort of at a level where his stats are not increasing at a high rate. So, like I said, the best thing to do is we run less matches. Is essentially what's going to happen. I mean, the whole roster, to an extent, is already at the level it needs. Ooh, okay. Alright, well, that might be something to look at. Now, TCW have fired Kyle Rhodes, their CEO. What does that mean, though? Brent Hill is still the booker, so I guess we can't apply for it. But if they get a new owner, the new owner might ship out Brent Hill. Interesting. Alright, so it looks like we've been given some new goals, and as you can see, after the 2 years, we also achieved both of our goals that we were going for, which were the two really easy ones when we begun the game. And that was to keep them out of debt, and then to, yeah, not to lose popularity from zero popularity, if that makes sense. Okay, let's have a look at the new goals, and then we're going to keep advancing. Where are we? Owner goals, there we are. Alright, so we have another 2 year, well, both of them are 2 year critical goals, and the first one is, when the time expires, Summit Wrestling must not have fallen below number 16 in the company rankings. That doesn't seem too hard. And when the time expires, Summit Wrestling must have gained popularity in America, which I also think is probably not going to be too hard, as long as we continue to push on. Yeah, okay, it seems pretty easy. I mean, as long as we don't lose popularity in America. Yeah, and number 16, I mean, I think as long as we keep improving the company, we'll be fine. Alright, let's advance, because I want to see what happens with TCW, because that would be an absolutely perfect job for us to get. Now, the thing is, will we get it? I mean, we basically got rejected from Black Canvas Grappling, who are a regional company. And I mean, if we got the TCW job, we would basically just raid Summit Wrestling. Okay. Now the ownership for Oli is up as well. Solar, the owner of Oli, has passed away. Man, lots of things are happening at the start of the new year. Okay. I wonder if Oli... I mean, that'd be another great company to go for. And they're also in the Confederation, so... But again, similar sort of thing. Their booker is still there. We just have to sort of wait and see what happens. If a new owner comes in, if they want to change the head booker, or if they're just going to sort of continue with what they've got. Either way, I mean, nothing like this has really happened so far. You know, with 2 owners becoming vacant. Good match there for BCG. I have to say I'd probably do the same thing. I think I could probably pull Bs. Anyway, we've got a show to book, so let's do that. Now, there was a suggestion for me to try something else with Harbin and Floris. So we're going to do that, and that is to actually negatively meddle between the two, but they already hate each other. Okay, so there we go. It had no effect, as they already... Well, their relationship can't get any worse. So it doesn't actually do anything when you negative meddle when they already hate each other. You literally have to just do positive meddling. Anyway, it's fine. Good to know. Never really done that myself. So let's run in the Southwest. Generic venue. And what are we going to do? That is the question. I think I would like to do... Let's do a fatal 4-way. Something a bit different. And what we're going to do is we're going to go Primus. If I can find him. So Primus, I kind of want to put Senmatsu in there. So let's do that as well. I really like Senmatsu. I think he's a great addition to the roster. Then we're going to go with Kyler Adams in there as well. And finally, I guess El Midico kind of makes a lot of sense. 20 or 25? Let's just go 20. Called, slow built, and decisive. Can we have Ernest on the commentary? Color commentary? Yes, we can. Perfect. So earlier in the show, we're actually going to have a match with Ernest, and he's going to take on, I guess, Floris, yeah? Why not? Good little 10-minute match there for Floris against the North American champion. Then we will go... Well, we need a number 1 contenders match. So let's do Devil's Disciples, and they can take on Venomous Death? Yes. Let's go 20. We have the time because I increased it. I'm going to leave it blank as well because both these teams are really high up in my personal opinion of them, so not really too worried about that. Let's have a singles match. American Elemental can take on Thrill Seeker. And that'd be a good high spots match. And I do want to give American Elemental the victory there as well. Like I said, he's in the... Well, he's basically got negative momentum at the moment, so we want to change that a little bit. They can probably call, actually. Thrill Seeker's unhappy. Keep him strong. Let's go one more match. Let's go another tag match, actually. And let's go Full Force, and they can take on the Sons of Tomorrow for 10 minutes, and we'll give Kiryu Kato the victory there. I mean, Bret Heartbreak, he's doing well. He's definitely doing well. Probably needs more promos to get these entertainment stats up a little bit. Bump that one up there. That can go there. It's perfect. Let's do our angles. So we want a Primus Allen angle. Before the main event. Then we'll go Devil's Disciples as well. So we'll go Samael and Devious Dr. Fang. I don't think we'll rate Devious Dr. Fang. That's fine. I guess we can go with a Giryu Matsumoto angle. Kyuchi. Now, is Kyuchi Menace? Not really. He's probably better at entertainment. Actually, let's throw in Matsumoto or Senmatsu. Munamitsu Senmatsu. We'll make it a proper stable angle. Basically, Senmatsu being the leader, just, firing up full force the two younger members of our stable there. The Pride stable. And then finally, to open the show, we'll give Ernest an angle. Just a nice promo. Alright, we can actually add another angle. Do I want to? Maybe ML? Yeah. Why not? Probably not going to do very well, but at the same time, we have the time, so it would kind of just be pointless not to actually give him one. Alright, let's run the show. Starting off with a 74B-, not too bad. Especially in the Southwest. We then go to a 65C. We have Ernest Youngman defeating Floris Bouchard in 941 by pinfall with the hit. No improvements. Moving into a 49D+, we got the Pride stable having an angle. Senmatsu looked good out there, so that's good. Full Force's tag team match getting a 45D. We have Full Force defeating the Sons of Tomorrow in 936 when Gideon Kato defeated Robin Delay by pinfall with a lariat. We also have Robin Delay improving in technical skills. Moving into a 39D-, we have the ML2 angle. Knew it wasn't going to do too well, but he needs to work on it, so it is important. His match gets a 54C-. We have American Elemental 2 defeating Thrill Seeker in 1025 by pinfall with an American Earthbreaker. We then go into a 62C rated angle for the Devil's Disciples. The next match gets a 67C+, the #1 contenders match for the tag titles, and we have Devil's Disciples defeating Venomous Death in 1946 when DDF defeated Cobra by submission with a deadly Kung Fu grip. Yeah, interesting. I have to say, Cobra and Avalanche much more impressive in the match. We also have Devious Dr. Fang improving in Rumble skills. We then go into a 95 A-star rated Menace angle from Primus Allen. Absolutely insane. He is ridiculous. If we get the TCW job, I literally have to bring him in. I mean, he's basically world champion material straight off the bat. And the main event does really well, getting a 75B-. We have Primus Allen defeating Senmatsu, Kyla Adams, and El Mitico Jr. in 2003 when Primus defeated Senmatsu by pinfall with a running power slam. And yeah, Primus head and shoulders above everybody else, and Senmatsu being the weak link, getting a 47. Primus was also really off his game and still managed to get an 82 in-ring performance. We also have Kyla Adams improving in technical skills there, so a good day for Kyla, I guess. That's pretty beneficial. Hopefully his submissions have gone up a bit, because they're sort of lacking behind his chain wrestling and mat wrestling, so yeah, good stuff. Let's end the show. We managed to get a 60C in the Southwest, which I think is our best ever show rating, or tied best. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I guess part of me thinks that we should praise people that have morale issues currently, so I'm not sure who actually has morale issues. I'm assuming Floris probably does as well. Maybe Kyuchi? I think Kyuchi does as well, so let's do these guys. I don't really think anyone in the main event scene has morale issues. I do need to remember... Yes, there we go. Oh my god, I knew it was going to happen. Booking position available. Oh, we've got to do it, guys. Imagine. Oh my god, imagine. I guess I know what this episode's going to be called then. Wow, wow, wow. Let me also take a screenshot because I might put that in the thumbnail. Alrighty. Well, that's strange. Because I really wasn't expecting that. Of course, this episode was pretty much going to be about, you know, what was going to happen with Summit Wrestling going forward to try and get to Cult, but we might be surpassing Cult and going straight to a Cult company, so who knows? I mean, crazy, absolute craziness to start this episode off. Alrighty. Let's just keep advancing because, I mean, the faster we advance, the faster we'll actually find out if we're going to get the TCW job. Now, don't get me wrong. We had a bit of a look at TCW in the last episode when I sort of did a brief look around the C-verse. And it seems like they're in pretty bad shape. They've lost pretty much all their best workers. I think they might still have J-Cord. And I think they have Sammy Back, J-Cord, Mighty Mo. And I think that might be it. I think they've lost Aaron Andrews, Rocky Golden. I mean, pretty much all their top stars. I mean, oh. Okay, so the TCW application has been unsuccessful. That was, Squeaky McClean, really? I mean, he's pretty good, let's be real. Is he better than Kyler, though? I don't know. He's probably more popular. Yeah, definitely is. But we have another job vacancy. Oli. So let's apply for Oli as well. Alright, there we go. A little bit unfortunate. We could have skipped. Do I want to go for Oli? I suppose we do. Not going to be able to take Primus with us, which is unfortunate. But hey, it'll be a fresh start and a bit of a change. That's if we even get it. We probably won't even get it, so it doesn't really matter. It does seem really hard to become head booker of another company. Ooh, EMLL coming in for Devious Dr. Fang. Can't actually look at it, but I'm assuming it's his paper appearance. It would be good to get in the Confederation of the Territories, though. That would be pretty cool. Okay. It's been accepted. Okay, now we have a real decision to make. I'm gonna have to make it. 2.3 million. That's pretty good to see. I'm assuming they don't have a TV deal yet. We can actually have a look. So yeah, no TV shows, but do they have broadcaster? What do we need to look at? We need to look at schedule. Okay, so they are on Canal Tres for their events. I mean, if we're looking at their popularity, they're 56 in West Central Mexico with, I'm assuming, 34 spillover in both of the other regions. They're also the 14th ranked company in the world, so that's a little bit better than what we are. And they do actually have more popularity. So I think, I mean, it's a bit of a no-brainer. I mean, they also have a women's division, which is really cool. And of course, they have Nicolas Lopez as well. Man, oh, it's such a hard decision. I didn't expect to be going to Oli. I mean, when I saw the TCW, I was like, okay, well, maybe we'll probably get the TCW one. I think we're going to do it. I think I'm going to accept it. Hopefully, this is what you guys want as well. I know I'm making a decision, but at the moment, we're in the middle of an episode. I can't I can't delay it anymore. Let's do it. We're accepting the offer. You are the new head booker of Oli. We're moving to Mexico, boys. Okay. What do we do now? Because they only lost $93 in the last month. Very strange. Okay. Well, Kyler needs to be assigned. Let's do an auto push on everyone. They have a very small roster. Very small. And of course, they do actually have Technicos and Rudos. So we're going to be going with a face-heel divide, which we hadn't done. Strongman here is actually our owner. So he's essentially our boss. And, well, Strongman is, well, he's 51 years old. And he's bloody terrible. So he does have popularity, though. So that's interesting. Okay. Where do I start? I guess we'll just go through the roster. We're gonna sign some people as well because I really want a much bigger. I mean, they only have 22 active wrestlers. All right, so we have this chick. She is a manager. She's not very good. She's got some good sex appeal, but that's basically it. Says she's the manager for North Star Junior, which she is. So I guess she can stay. I'm not really too worried about it. I mean, another thing would be extending everybody's contracts. At least the people that I want to stay around for quite some time. Anyway, next up we have Dragon Americano, who is a Rudo, so he's a heel, basically. He's not too bad. We are going to bring in some of the Summit Wrestling guys. El Medico. We'll probably bring in the whole stable. Hopefully Scythe can actually come to Mexico. Otherwise, that's going to be not great for us. We've got color comments. We've got El Critico here, who is a third of the Trios champions. Very, very talented. We have Electric Dreamer in the women's division. She's also pretty good. I do like her. We've got Amelia Reyes. Not too bad. And she is Silver Tiger's manager. Got Estrella Blanca, another women's division wrestler. Also looks really good. We've got Extranjero Loco. We've got our announcer here, Tortega. Not too bad, C+. We've got Kyler Adams himself. Have a little look at his stats. Looking pretty incredible, especially the 10 points we gained in consistency from the last episode. We've got Labyrinto Jr. He's not too bad either. We've got Manuel Prieto, our road agent, with 100 A-star psychology. And 100 A-star respect as well. You got Marco Flores. He's very good. Very, very impressive there. Got Mystery Pink, who is a champion. I'm not sure which belt that is. We've got the man himself, Nicholas Lopez, currently the Universal Champion, which is the World Championship in Ole terms, the highest level belt they have. Got North Star Jr. looking pretty good. Got Phoenix 1, who is currently a road agent. I'm assuming he did retire. Yeah. We've got him. We've got Phoenix 3, who is a trio and a tag team champion. He's very good. I think Phoenix 4 is the young Phoenix. He's not that good, but he does have some, potential about him. We then got Pinky Perez, another women's wrestler there. She's actually looking pretty good. Pretty talented. Purple Viper. Strong Rudo women's wrestler there as well. Queen Amazon. The women's division is pretty stacked, I would say. They've got some really talented women. Silver Tiger here is probably one of the top main eventers, I would say. Or he's an upper mid-carder. What is the Campeonato del Mundo? That is the EMLL title. I'm wondering if that's their main event title or not. I'm not sure. We then have Slayer, who is an opener. Pretty impressive, though, especially for his age. He's 42. Strongman already went over him. We've got Tricolor Jr., or Tricolor, who is that is the mid-card title, basically the Mexican champion, Campeonato del Mexico. We got Yellow Flash, and he's our last member of the roster. I have to say, I want to say, the Summit Wrestling roster was probably a little bit stronger than that, with where we left off. So that's a bit of an interesting one. Let's have a look at our champions. So we got the tag team champions. Did I not look at Cosmic Rider? I must have skipped over him. But Cosmic Rider is very good as well. Probably just needs a little bit of work on his selling, but yeah, he's good. He's a tag team champion with Phoenix 3, but he's also the trios champion as well with El Critico and Phoenix. So pretty dominant at the moment. We've got Mystery Pink as the Mujeres. That must mean women's title, I assume. Something along those lines. Obviously the Universal Champion and the Mexican Champion here. Yeah, I think we're in a pretty good... We have no stables, but we barely have any tag teams as well. We've got the Gold and Silver, which is El Critico and Silver Tiger. And then we have the Eternal Kings, Nicholas Lopez and Marcos Flores. Okay, well... she needs a gimmick. I guess we'll give her a gimmick. She's babyface. Cool or wholesome? Let's go wholesome face. Beach babe. Yeah, girl next door. There we go. Okay. Let's also have a look at Kyler for a second. Because he's going to need a gimmick as well. Because we didn't really use gimmicks with Summit Wrestling, so... I also realized I need to change the current company on the left-hand side of the screen, which is something I didn't really think I'd be doing. So I'll change that in a second. Should we go with Fan Zone? I think Fan Zone's pretty good for a wholesome gimmick there for Kyler. Basically, he was a young fan, grew up loving wrestling, and then became a wrestler himself. And yeah, now he finds himself in a foreign land down in Mexico. Anyway, the next thing we need to do, have a look at the events. Alright, so we do actually have an event for each month. Part of me wants to change things around because, I mean, a lot of these are on strange days. Let's also change the length of these above average events here. So El Dia Nacional de Lucha, 2.5 hours, and then Dia de los Muertos. They can both be a bit longer, bit more extended, shall we say. Obviously, I'm going to need to sort of figure out exactly what all these mean. Obviously, some I can probably work out. Like, that's probably Vengeance, Venganza, Revolution, I assume. I think Muertos is it death? I think it's death or something similar to that. Yeah, anyway. I'm assuming that's heroes as well. But yeah, I don't know Spanish. Anyway, let's have a look at the popularity. Went over a little bit before. But we do already have the importance we need in West Central Mexico. So that's really good to see. We're currently at a 48D plus importance with our 56 popularity. So that's beneficial. But we need to pick a region, and I think Northern Mexico, just because it has higher importance. Yeah, it definitely has. I think that's going to have to be our next region we go to. Now, the final thing, we need to get some workers in. So let's have a look at the franchise players. We've only got 3 out of our whole roster: Lopez, Flores, and Critico. Next big things, we have Pinky Perez, Electric Dreamer, then Kyler Adams. Hot prospects, Kyler Adams is number 1. Again, 3 women in there, so that's good. The women's division here is very good. A big problem is going to be time decline. We got 5 wrestlers on time decline already. Alright, well, we are being recommended some workers here. Obviously, El Medico going to come straight in. Probably going to be our champion in the not so distant future. Let's just say that. And I want to get him on a 10-year contract. Alright, how much does he want? 14.10. Alright, that's fine. So Midiko is going to come in. Motoyuki Miyaki. Now, I'm assuming he's on Excursion. He's very, very talented, so I think we'll bring him in. A little bit unfortunate that he's probably on Excursion. But even so, he's only going to cost us 600 per appearance. He's got a little bit of popularity, I guess. We'll try and get him 10 years, but like I said, it'll probably be limited to, I guess, maybe 2 years or something like that. And he wants 530. Nice and cheap. Yeah, so he's on Excursion. So we can only get him for a max of 2 years, which is fine. Be a good 2 years. Who else do we want to get? We could get El Hijo del Neutron. Looks okay. We've got Sabra Man. He looks pretty solid. Interesting, okay. And we have Guerrero Muerto, who's very, very good. He's also the Mexican champion, the EMLL. Relatively over. I think we'll probably sign him. He's already on the shortlist. Yeah. What I want to do now, let's go back to Summit Wrestling. And I want to view the roster and see... Well, I wanted to see who could actually come to Mexico. But it doesn't look like we can do that. All right, so American Elemental 2 cannot work in Mexico. Angel of Mercy can work in Mexico. So we'll get him signed. We'll actually probably be able to do a lot more with Angel of Mercy now. So 1260 for him. Hopefully Austin can come. He can come. Oh, that's awesome. Pretty much one of the originals, really. Alright, so 1110. Yep, perfect, alright. That's Austin coming in. Bret Heartbreak cannot work there. Cobra can. Do I want to bring Cobra in? Maybe we'll hold off on Cobra for now. Alright, Winner can't. Dean can't, but we can actually get the Ring Generals in. So we can basically do the alliance trade because we're in the Confederation of the Territories. So that's one other guy we can get in. Devious Dr. Fang, I'm assuming we can get him in, even though he had morale issues with me at the other company, but for some reason he doesn't have morale issues any longer, which is great. Alright, so we'll get him in as well. Oh, there's a rival offer. Oh, EMLL. That's fine. Ernest cannot work in Mexico. Oh, that sucks. What about Felipe? Yes, he is Mexican nationality, so we can get our boy Felipe in. He is an OG, the original from Summit Wrestling. Alright, so we might have left Summit, but at the same time, we're still bringing in a lot of the... Oh, no, Gidyu. That's unfortunate. Hush, we can bring Hush in, of course. I feel like I'm going to go with like a super stable. With like most of the members of Evil Inc. And we might just bring them straight in as Evil Inc. 800. That's pretty expensive. Alright, so there's Hush. What about Matsumoto? Nope. Logan? Nope. Assuming Marv can't either. We could bring in Mobstar. I think, yeah, we'll bring Mobstar in. I know that Mobstar can have some good matches pretty much with anybody once he has popularity, so makes a lot of sense. $1,300 though, pretty expensive. Alright, so we've got to get Samael in. I was just sort of having a look through those other guys, and most of them can't actually come. So, you know, that's... I've just negotiated myself out of getting it lower. Okay, 1200 it is. That's actually not too bad, I guess. And Scythe cannot come either. Seth can though, so we can actually bring in the Uprising. So at least we'll have our tag team champions, essentially. What about Sunny? Sunny can come as well. Okay, I think Sunny will actually be a massive hit. A massive hit down in Mexico. Alright, so 1260. There we go. Okay, I think that'll do us for now. Don't want to go too crazy. But we're getting some real talent in, and hopefully the talent we're bringing in is going to rub off on the guys we already have. Anyway, let's look at broadcasting. So they're with Canal Tres, which is a commercial station. They're only running events on the station, so we want to get a TV show straight off the bat, which we can do. Let's have a look at that. Let's filter to Mexico, and we'll negotiate, I guess. All right. Any. The Canal Tres. We want Canal Dos, but obviously we need to be cult. So that's the first goal we want to sort of go for. And then this one's national. Which we're probably not going to get for a long time, if at all. We can get a big pay-per-view carrier once we hit cult. Now that is crazy. Only thing I'm worried about is south of the border being on this pay-per-view carrier. Because they might, you know, put pressure on the broadcaster to prevent us getting on them as well. We've got some more stations there. I mean, La Red de la Lucha could also be a pretty interesting one. I think is it better than DOS? So yeah, it is actually better than DOS, this is sort of the one we wanted to get on in the future with Summit. So once we get Cult, we can even get on this pay-per-view station here. And pay-per-view brings in a lot more money than commercial TV stations. There's also this one, actually. 40D minus in 3 regions. How close are we to that? Hold on. We're literally very, very close. And I think if we have a TV deal, our popularity is going to rise in both regions no matter what. So I think that has to be the play. And then we get on this station. Yeah, Selección Mexico. That's got to be what we go for. I mean, we pretty much already have the well, most of the production values we need apart from the music. But we're very close. So if we do get a TV deal, it's going to be, I would say, relatively easy to get on pay-per-view, which means massive money. And we can actually do that before we even hit cult. Alright, so with that being said, let's see what we need. Well, we can get on Canal Tress anyway, so I guess we're just going to go for a TV show. Alright, so let's go TV controls. We need to make a new TV show. I have no idea what it's going to be called. I guess maybe Best of Lucha Libre. Let's go with it. We can obviously change it in the future if we need to. Oops. A show, we'll give it an hour and a half. It's going to be held on Tuesdays, maybe? Is there an Oli feature? There is not. Okay. Or am I just missing it? No, I'm not missing it. Looks pretty cool. Anyway. Alright, we have a new TV show. Best of Lucha Libre. Title subject to change. And let's get a new deal for it. Let's try and negotiate 2 years. If we go, do we want 2 years? Let's go 1 year. 1 year. Maximum is 9 months. Okay. And they don't want to give us that time slot. Or evening. What about late evening? Nope. Early evening. Okay, so they'll give us early evening. Which I think is better. Alright, early evening. That's fine. There we go. Alright, so both our TV show and our events are both going to be on Canal Tress. Alright, we've somehow this episode, we've jumped companies to essentially a better company in regards to the popularity and where they're sort of at financially as well. And now we've also got a TV deal, which was probably going to be something that wasn't going to happen for a long time with Summit Wrestling, if we're being honest. We do actually have an event tomorrow night, so shall we book our first event? I think we shall. Alright, so I've been given new goals there as well. Let's have a look at those. Some of those might be pretty hard. Alright, that's easy. Cannot fall into debt at any time. And when the time expires, we cannot fall below number 14. That's perfectly easy to do as well. Can't hire any wrestler who is classed as a spot monkey. That could be a bit of a worry. Let me think. Who are we bringing in? Is Sunny Wildside considered I think he might be considered a spot monkey. Less than 35 in charisma is not too bad because no one really has less than 35. I'm just a bit worried. Let's have a quick look at Sunny Wildside. It says cruiserweight, so I guess we're fine. Are we able to look for styles? Okay. So there's a very limited amount of people who are actually spot monkeys in the entire game. So I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay. With that being said, like I said, let's book. Now, I'm just wondering if there are any special... I was just wondering if there's any special instructions. Give me a second. I just want to do some translation. I want to figure out what exactly punto santificado actually means. So punto santif ishi. Am I spelling that correctly? I have no idea. Yeah, there we go. It literally translates to sanctified point. Okay. I'm guessing that's just a normal show then, hopefully. With that in mind, let's run. Need to set canal trace. There we go. We've got a couple of negative influences there, but, you know, it doesn't look too bad. North Star Jr. improving his behavior as a result. He's also happy at the action, so I guess that's one positive there. Let's do a rib, try and cheer someone up. Electric Dreamer, it's gone down well with the rest of the locker room. There we go, perfect. I have to say, it's pretty nice having no morale issues or negative, you know, anything. Anyway, we're expecting 5,722 fans. And as you can see, we picked a really good time to come to Mexico. Wrestling industry is a 40 D- and rising, and the economy is a 36 D- and rising as well. Now, I did actually know that from the last episode, which is part of the reason why I accepted this to come. I think I made the right decision. Anyway, let's book a generic venue. And we're going to book some matches. Now, seeing as it is our first ever show with Oli, let's go with a ladder match for the Universal title. Really want to start it off, you know, with a top quality show and main event as well. I'm assuming we are in a regional battle with EMLL. I'm wondering. Anyway, it's going to be Nicholas Lopez, and he's going to be taking on, I guess, Silver Tiger. Yeah, we'll go Silver Tiger. That's going to be a good match, actually. That's going to be a really good match. 20 or 25. We'll go 20. We'll go 20. Universal on the line. And a really good victory there. Okay, so that's sorted out. Let's do our trios titles. Got to try and remember who the actual trio champion is. So I think it's Phoenix. And then it was El Critico. Was it Cosmic Rider? Yes, it was. So Cosmic Rider, and who was the other one? Phoenix. What am I doing here? Alright, there we go. That's sorted out. Are they all Rudos? Yes, I think they are. Oh man, it's gonna be really weird getting used to booking faces and heels again. Can the women actually wrestle the men? That's something I need to check next. Okay, so they're gonna be taking on Extranjero Loco North Star Jr., and Yellow Flash. Yeah. We'll give it 12 minutes. Trios title on the line. And I think we'll give the victory to El Critico. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Whatever. Doesn't really matter too much. Let's have Kyler's debut match. And he's actually going to take on the legendary Marcos Flores. What a match. How long can he go for? Not long, okay. It's going to be a 10-minute match. And Kyler is going to be taught a thing or two tonight. He's definitely going to be taught a thing or two. Now they both are, I think they're both faces, but I think this is a good match for Kyler to begin his career in Ole with. As you can see, he's only an enhancement talent at the moment, so yeah, it should be pretty good. I like the look of it. Then we want to have a women's title match. Let's go with a triple threat. Let's turn off these. We have our women. Who's the champion at the moment? Mystery Pink, I think, is the champion. So she's going to take on Electric Dreamer and Purple Viper. Give that... Yeah, we'll give it 12 minutes, and it is the Mujeres. And I think we'll leave that one blank. Can they call? No, they cannot. Okay. And these two? She can, and I think Purple Viper's good, yeah. Definitely can. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to due to Electric Dreamer. Okay, that can go up there. We do need a lot more, many more matches as well. Who do we have left? That is the question. All right, what faces do we have left? Let's go with Tricolor. Now, Tricolor he's the Mexican champion, so he can take on Dragon Americano, who is a heel at the moment, a Rudo. I think we'll give that 20 minutes because these guys are both really good. I think we might actually make a storyline between these two. Sort of a Mexico versus America for the title as well. We will give Tricolor the defense first up, though. Mexico title on the line. Let's chuck that up here. Actually, we'll go in the middle there before the trios match. Let's have Estrella Blanca, and then she can verse Queen Amazon as well. Another women's match on the card. The women are really impressive. Don't really need a winner there. Can they call? Again, something I need to get used to is their sort of psychology. They cannot, okay. Queen Amazon lacking some psychology. Along with Electric Dreamer. Now, the other thing to mention is we are going to have some matches we're going to have to put into. So we're going to have to have one storytelling match, and then we're going to have to either have a high spots, car crash, or steal the show. Okay, in that case, how good are these two? Very good at high spots, and I'm assuming pretty good at high spots, but that's a 20-minute match, and I wanted to keep it 20. What about the women? Very, very good at high spots, and Amazon is not very good. What about this one? Yeah, no, okay. Little bit of a problem with that being the case. We might be able to do it in this match. Hold on, let me have a look. Lacking a little bit. We might be able to get it over in this match. Alright, so let's go there, and we'll drop that down to 10 minutes. And then I might actually swap these two matches around like that. I think that looks a little bit better. We also need the storytelling match, which is perfect for this match here. For Kyla versus Flores. And I think that should be good. We're in between what we need to be, and we haven't actually done any angles as yet. So let's do some angles. Okay. We will start off with Nicholas Lopez. Pretty easy entertainment angle there. We then need a, well, whoever can speak out of these two. I guess tree color. Probably not going to be a very good angle, but that's perfectly fine. Can we do an angle for these guys? Kind of. El Critico can speak pretty well. Yeah, we'll go all three of these guys. So we'll go El Critico first, then Phoenix, and Cosmic Rider. We'll go with a Marcos Flores angle as well. I think we'll put Kyla in here, but not rated on anything. Alright, that looks pretty good. And finally, we'll go with a women's angle as well. Pretty much whoever can speak the best out of these three. Which kind of looks like Purple Viper. So let's just go with Purple Viper. And there we go. I think that's a pretty good show for our first one. I'm really curious to see how the main event does. Alright, let's run the show. Alright, so we start off with a 43D from Purple Viper. Apparently her gimmick is getting stale. We then go into a 59C rated match, which is really good out of the women here. We have Mystery Pink defeating Electric Dreamer and Purple Viper in 11:43, when Mystery Pink defeated Purple Viper by pinfall with a flying body press. And we have Mystery Pink making defense number 5 of her Campeonato de las Mujeres OLE title. Alright, so we then go into a 70C+. We have Marcos Flores cutting a bit of a scathing promo on the 20-year-old new head booker of OLE. It's not so much scathing as in it's not a heel promo. It's more just a, like, really? What's going on with OLE type promo? You know, there's a number of veterans in the company that could have easily become head booker. And this hotshot American, young American at that, with zero name in Mexico, coming in and essentially taking the job that he he pretty much wanted, being the head booker. It's a good promo, though. The match doesn't do too well, getting a 46D. We have Marcos Flores defeating Kyla Adams in 9:56 by pinfall with a Flores Heaven Elbow. Flores was off his game, and Kyla only getting a 32 in-ring performance there. We then go to a 64C for our Trios champions. A few worker improvements here. We got Phoenix 3 improving in acting, and Cosmic Rider learning to show more charisma as well. The match does pretty well, getting a 61C. We have our Trios champions, Phoenix 3, El Critico, and Cosmic Rider, defeating Extranjero Loco, North Star Jr., and Yellow Flash in 10:03 when El Critico defeated North Star by pinfall with a critical mass. And our Trios champions make defense number 5 of their Campeonatos de Trios title. We have lots of gimmicks that are getting stale, though, so we're probably going to have to go through and change those. We'll do that as well for the manager. Any improvements? No improvements. Moving into a 53C- for the other women's match, where we have Queen Amazon defeating Estrella Blanca in 9:53 by pinfall with an Amazonian powerbomb. Pretty good match, actually. She actually beat Estrella Blanca in the ring performances. We have Queen Amazon improving in performance, and Estrella Blanca improving in rumble skills. Moving on to a 69C+, we have the angle with Tree Color before his title defense. The match gets a 65C. We have Tree Color defeating Dragon Americano in 1957 by pinfall with a Fisherman Suplex. And we have Tree Color making defense number 5 of his Campeonato del Mexico Oli title. Pretty good match, though. Much higher match rating than both of their in-ring performances. So with that being said, I think it was well booked. We then go into a 77B rated angle for Nicholas Lopez, the current Universal Champion. And the main event also getting a 77B, which is pretty incredible. We have Nicholas Lopez defeating Silver Tiger in a ladder match in 20 minutes 23 seconds when Nicholas Lopez retrieved the item. Nicholas Lopez makes defense number 3 of his Campeonato, the Universal Oli title. And they both actually had the same in-ring performance. And they both only got a 66. And the match rating was a 77. So this one was well booked as well, I think. That's a really high match rating considering. Yeah, that's great stuff there. Perfect main event. Overall show rating getting us a 71C+. We overused Kyle Adams, as you'd expect. He's only an enhancement talent, so kind of my bad. The show also increased our popularity in 3 regions, which is perfect. And it's good to see that the TV deal, the broadcasting deal we have, is doing just what it's supposed to do. Anyway, let's praise Nicholas Lopez and Silver Tiger. Who else had a really good performance? Let's go with Tree Color. Yeah. Or Tricolor. However you want to say it. I think it's Tree Color. Because I think in Spanish it would be tree. Or tre. I don't know. I'll just say Tricolor because that's the way I would pronounce it myself. So maybe Tricolor Jr. is a better way to go. Anyway, this episode has been incredibly long. So we are going to wrap it up here. We'll just have a look what happens. So Kip Keenan leaving FCW. We got a rival update there. And our event, Punto Santificado 3, got a 0.34 TV rating, which is pretty good, I assume. I don't know, but I'm assuming it's not too bad. We also have some contracts to accept. First of which, Felipe Caballero. Now, we want him to come in as a heel, which is perfect, of course. The Uprising. Hush, also going to be a heel. Mobster. Can Mobster be a face? He can. But at the same time, is probably more suited to being a heel. A Rudo. I'm wondering if I bring him in as a face, I could have him actually team up with Kyle Adams. That would be pretty cool. No, no, let's go heal. Let's go heal. We can always change it in the future. And then finally, Samael wants to come in as a face, but we want him to be a heel. So we have another tag team. Perfect. I mean, we've got a few faces coming in. We've got El Mítico. I think Miyaki. Is he a face? He's more of a heel. But I think we'll bring him in as a face. Angel of Mercy's a face. Austin Smooth, I think, is heel. Yep. Devious Dr. Fang, heel. Seth Whitehead, heel as well. And then I guess Sunny would be a face as well. Okay, well, that actually works out pretty well. I think it's going to be a little bit leaning towards the Rudo side, but I think overall it's going to be fine. We can also change Phoenix 3 to a face. As you can see, he's not suited to a heel, so it's kind of strange. And then we would actually have Dos Phoenix with him in Phoenix 4. So I think that's what we'll probably do in the future in the next episode. But yeah, make sure you smash the like button, guys. I mean, this is a crazy episode. Totally unexpected what has sort of transpired here. Obviously, Kyler's stats are not going to be too improved in the end of stat screen. But my mind is blown. We have a TV deal. We're in Mexico. We have 2.3 million in the bank. I don't ever have to really worry about money ever again. And we're closer to cult by a long shot. And the wrestling industry is rising at a D-, and the economy is at D- and rising as well. Didn't expect it. Kind of would have preferred the TCW job, if I'm being honest. But it's fine. And it's an upgrade for sure. And plus, we brought in some of the Summit Wrestling guys as well, so I'm happy about that. Anyway, let me know what you think down below of our move to Oli. Are you a little bit sad about leaving Summit Wrestling? I'm sad as well. I'm sad as well. But I think this is the right move for right now. And I think it's going to be beneficial, especially getting to Cult and then seeing what we can do from that sort of stage. Pay-per-view money coming in, all these different things. It's gonna accelerate the series and the progress. That is for sure. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, take it easy, and I hope you enjoy the end of stat screen.